So I'm concerned that going down this I'll be attacked, but we'll see.
Sounds spooky to me. Well, it's a nice looking tunnel.
It was very quick.
Look, that max load is 3 people.
Nice.
And we're the equivalent of 3 people.
Oh
It's interesting how we didn't hit him because he was hanging from the ceiling and this thing's attached to the ceiling. But
I think we did hit him. I think I shot him as we hit him.
oh.
And I think it was meant to be a jump scare, but I only had so much ammo, so I was really worried that we were going to get attacked and ready to shoot already.
Mm-hmm.
A service technician has been notified.
That comms array is in bad shape. We need at least 6 working dishes for a strong enough signal. Make sure they're aligned symmetrically so there are no power gaps.
1 second, I saw this.
Yeah.
Medium air can.
I thought it would be something else, but... So you have to go to the comms array?
Wait. Thought I heard walking.
Boom!
Yeah, so all we have is this right now. So I'm gonna save, and if we hit a point where we have to defend ourselves and die, we're gonna have to, like, backtrack on this save file to go to a store, and then push forward again, because otherwise...
Well, we need our groceries.
I don't know what to do.
You have to go to that other room that said comms array.
I know, I was seeing if there was anything I could do on that terminal first. I hate how the camera keeps panning up like this.
Well, that's not our fault. That's the fault of the game.
They really need to fix that camera on the new one, especially for the PC port.
I really hope that they do.
Do you want to play the remake on the Let's Play channel eventually?
Yeah, sure. Probably not right away since we just did this game, but I'd love to.
Well, it's not going to be out for over a year.
I thought we were going to get early access because you're the Degenerate J.
No. We might actually get late access because of that. They might find a way to stop me from playing the game at release.
Probably. They'll be like, ugh, this guy.
Oh, hey, plasma energy. Okay. Alright, let's see. We have 14 shots in this. Oh,
Entering
no.
0
Oh
gravity.
my. So there's a couple of guys.
2.
You're going to want to try and one-shot them.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We're gonna go back.
Goodbye.
Exiting 0 gravity.
Whew, that door closed just in time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that with no health. 3 or 4 of those kind of tough guys? No, we're gonna backtrack. Hopefully they can't follow at all. They definitely can't follow after this, though.
I mean, theoretically, they wouldn't be able to get through that door anyway, but, like, the game finds ways.
Yeah, I think it was sending those little guys through the vent system before.
Yucky.
The ones that had, like, the heads and stuff.
That makes sense.
I was gonna say, though, I would still like to play 2 and 3 of this before the remake comes out if we can.
No.
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry.
Why would you ever think that we would play a sequel to a game we played on this channel?
Yeah, we don't do that. We play the first one, and then we quit.
Yeah, and then we play the first one again in a couple of years.
The same first one?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do with the first Resident Evil.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with that. I don't know if we should play Remake first or what. Like the second game.
Well, I really wanted to play as Chris Redfield.
Yeah, I know. I did too.
And I'd like to play it, since we unlocked, like, the hardest setting, because before you played it on what was technically normal with T, but, like, after you beat that, then you unlock the hard setting.
Pronounce Tinus, please.
So, like, I'd love to be able to play as Chris Redfield on the hard setting. It would be almost impossible, because he gets 2 less inventory slots than Jill Valentine.
This sounds really annoying to me. This doesn't sound fun.
For me, it sounds fun. I mean, I can do it on my own.
I mean, is that like a thread? Okay.
I'm just saying.
You can do it on your own.
Dude!
What?
Why are you picking on me? I'm just saying I'd like to play it sometime. Either on the Let's Play channel or, you know, by ourselves.
That game just seemed like it was designed to purposely be annoyingly difficult, though, versus an organic difficulty on the highest setting.
Oh, so you don't want to play it on the highest setting?
I I don't know.
Well, we could always just play as Chris Redfield on normal.
I mean, I'm fine with it either way. Like, I play games often on the hard setting, but if they are designed to be annoying on purpose on that setting, I don't find that difficult as much as I just find it obnoxious and a waste of time. You know, like, there's a lot of games where the hard setting, like, for example, Halo, the technical canon setting of the game is heroic. It's hard because it goes easy, normal, heroic, legendary. Normal's actually pretty easy. Heroic is difficult, and that's kind of the one the developers intended, but they've even said that they made legendary just for people like masters of the game to really challenge themselves, and sometimes when settings are like that, it doesn't come off as fun to me as much as it comes off annoying.
That makes sense.
And like a purposeful kick in the balls instead of being fun.
The thing with playing as Chris Redfield on the hardest setting too is like we wouldn't have very much ammo at all, and we wouldn't be able to carry the ammo with us because we'd only have like 4 inventory slots, I think, and we need to use those for the other stuff that we'd have to be carrying around. We'd have to go back to chests a lot.
So for me, I'd look into it, but I don't really necessarily, maybe I used to, but I don't really necessarily see there as like, you know, a big reason to prove myself by playing something on the hardest difficulty if it was designed almost to annoy me instead of challenge me.
I think it'd be more fun to play it on the hardest difficulty as Jill Valentine, just because she's got the extra inventory slots and she gets the grenade launcher.
And that's kind of what I was saying, is I just don't know when you design a thing and it comes off that way, at least to me, if it's really that entertaining. Also, we have way too many Ripper Blades and nothing of anything else, so...
Oh my.
We are going to... Plasma energy.
I really loved that game though. It was very fun when I was playing it on my own and when I watched you play it too. It's a game that I'd like to play lots of times in my life.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And I'd like to try and get the ending where I save Barry at the end when I play as Jill again. Because I messed it up last time. I got him killed in the final boss fight on that roof. But I'd like to try and get him to live so I can see a different cutscene.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's a really fun game that's definitely worth playing. What? Oh, there they are. So, I don't need that many pulse rounds. I need 100. 150 flame fuel, 25... Oh, I don't need those. We don't use stasis packs. I'm gonna sell that. Ripper Blades, we have 45. 150 flame fuel, 100 pulse rounds. Thought I got... Oh yeah, plasma energy. I could use another one of those.
You could probably sell the contact energy because we don't have the contact beam yet.
No, I do.
Oh,
That's
we
it.
do?
That's the contact beam.
Oh, I didn't know. I got confused.
But yeah, no, I'm not saying I won't play it. I'm just saying that sometimes those games really annoy me when they're designed that way.
That makes sense.
I think Halo is a good example of it too, because Legendary is fun on a couple of the games, and then on other ones it's almost designed to piss you off, and that really got irritating. I got really mad at it.
Yeah, that's annoying. So you would probably want to play as Chris Redfield on normal then, just because it would be how you were supposed to play the game, you know?
Well, I just said I'd have to see, you know, like, I'd have to, like, look into the difference between the difficulty, because also, I know that for some of those difficulties on that game, they, you find less and less stuff, and that can also make it a little less fun, because one of the most fun parts of that game to me, sorry, I accidentally bumped your foot,
Is finding stuff, yeah.
is, like, finding stuff in the mansion, and using
That's fun to
those
me,
things. So then, say, like, let's say, for example, in Hard, they took out half of the items. I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility. Well, wouldn't that be not as fun then? Because a big point of the game is utilizing your resources that you find. So if you remove those resources, you're removing, like, a key, almost like a mechanic of your game. You're taking it partially out of the game just to try and make it harder. It'd be like if they made it so I couldn't aim in this game on Hard.
It would be interesting if they took things away, but put in new items that you could only get on hard mode.
That's something I like about Dark Souls.
That would be really cool, like, especially if they had new puzzles that you could do only on hard mode that you had to figure out for the first time. Because, like, I remember almost all of the puzzles in Resident Evil now, especially after doing it all again. So, like, playing the game again, it would be kind of a breeze in terms of the puzzle stuff, because I just know how to do it for the most part.
Right.
But I'd love to have a new puzzle, but I don't think they actually do that in the game. But it's still one of my favorite games, because I like that old style of running around a place like that and picking things up and figuring out puzzles and, like, you know, the style that I'm talking about.
I do. Also, I made a mistake and I have to go back one more time because I need to buy another node just in case I run into a door where I'll need it.
Oh,
Sorry
that
about
makes sense.
that. I thought I did it, but I was trying to get out of the store because I was like, I've been doing this for a little bit, and then I got confused because there were too many things on the screen.
There's another game that I would like to play at some point, because I watched a different YouTuber when I was younger play it. I don't remember it much at all, but I remember it was similar style to that Resident Evil game. It's called Haunting Grounds, I think. I don't know if we'd play it on PC or if it's on console or something, but I'd like to play it because it looked very fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy survival horror games in general, like this, where you're going around finding stuff and then using it to the best of your ability to survive in, you know, a world. I think that that's really fun. I just think that you have to be careful. You have to be careful with that. If you put something around every corner, then there's no threat, right? If, like, for example, what if I had unlimited ammo in this game?
Then there'd be, like, no threat.
Right.
You'd just kill everything.
Right. But, you know, another good example of what I'm talking about is DayZ. Did you ever watch anybody play DayZ?
I think I saw, like, a little bit of PewDiePie play that game, but I don't remember.
So the problem I have with DayZ is that once you start playing it, there are so few resources in the world that most of the world is just empty rooms.
Really?
Yeah, and
That sounds boring.
It's like a multiplayer game. I think it's interesting to watch people play, but not to play yourself at all. But it would be like going around the ship and say we could find a 10th of the items we found so far. Maybe. I would say more like a 20th.
That kind of sounds lame.
Yeah, so I'm only saying that because my issue with a hard mode on something like Resident Evil is if they took out too many of those resources, I almost feel like it would be boring, but I don't know if they do or not.
I don't know if they do or not either. I don't think so. I do know.
I'm not trying to talk you to death on it.
No, I know. I think they only have, like, a little bit less ammo, but I'm not sure. I think there might be, like, a couple less herbs to use for healing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have to look at that. I'm only justifying it because I don't want the takeaway here to be like, oh, Jay's afraid to play games on hard.
I don't think you give a shit what anyone thinks of you anyway.
Well, I mean, not that's not completely true.
It isn't?
No. I mean, I still care a little bit.
Aw, but my Bubby's perfect. Nobody could ever say anything bad about him.
Everybody cares a little bit what people think about them.
You're not allowed to because you're just the most perfect baby in the whole world, aren't you?
Okay, thanks. We're recording, Phil.
Most perfect baby.
You're being weird.
No, I'm not.
Physical affection is weird and gross. Cooties are lame. I like boys.
I know. That's why you have Nate over every single day.
Hell yeah, it is.
He'll have Nate over and kick me out into a different part of the house just so we can have alone time.
You're lucky you get part of the house.
That's true. I'm lucky I don't have to sit in a bathtub in the driveway.
Alright. We're finally back to this part.
Woo!
I'm gonna save again.
No, you're not allowed to.
No, I'm going to.
Okay.
To spite you. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid, by the way, you had said you liked when Nate and I played that.
Yeah, I loved that game. It was awesome.
I want to play 2 with him in the near future. And also, they are supposedly... There were rumors now that Konami is going to be reviving that franchise. So I'm not sure what to think about it because Hideo Kojima would not be involved, I don't think, because he's not with the company anymore, and he was the main guy, so that kind of worries me.
I feel like if they are going to revive that series, it's kind of disrespectful, especially in their culture, to not bring Hideo Kojima back on. It's using his work that he created and profiting off of it, but not allowing him to continue creating it. That's like if somebody took like the book series away from, like, for example, J.K. Rowling. I know people don't really like her.
Oh boy, people would love if they did that at this point.
Yeah, I know people don't really like her, but like she wrote the Harry Potter books. You know, it would be like if somebody else wrote another book and didn't have her on. A lot of people would love that, but it would just kind of seem disrespectful to the original artist, you know?
I think if the artist is a dick, I don't really care.
That's true. I mean, J.K. Rowling's probably not that great of a person still. I don't think she's changed much in the past few years. She's kind of a dick. But, you know, you get what I mean. Like, I would be hurt if somebody took something I created and then continued creating off of it themselves, but didn't let me have any involvement whatsoever and profited off of my creation.
Yes. No, I agree. It's a difficult thing, though, because you also did... I don't even know how to say this.
Like, sell it to that company, sort of?
Yeah, you chose to make it through them. So then it becomes something that's kind of hard because... I don't know, but at the same time, you wouldn't be able to make it at all without them, so I don't know.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yes. So I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit disrespectful to Hideo Kojima to not at least have him be able to be a producer or consult him on the game. But if they want to continue that series, I'm all for it. I just hope that it's good.
You know what I would want from it? Remakes. Just
that would be good.
Do everything Hideo Kojima did in the Fox engine, which is the Metal Gear Solid 5 engine. Mm-hmm. Remake the game. Remake 1, Remake 2, Remake 3, Remake 4. Mm-hmm. And then what I would do at the end, you know, so I'll say... I would say that would take a certain amount of years, right? To do all of those. Also somehow, blah, 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 fix the array. So create a circle of working ones that should align the signal and allow us to transmit to the ship.
Okay.
A circle of working... So this one doesn't work.
Yeah, so you need to get rid of that. Throw it away. No one likes you.
That's gone, so...
Okay, so you have to put all of the working ones in the same circle.
Got it. So let's just ditch the ones that don't work.
Yeah, and then we'll find the ones that do work and put them all together.
This one does work. So... Say that takes them, I'm talking remaking an entire series, okay? Mm-hmm. So say that takes them 7 years.
Yeah.
8 years, probably. Mm-hmm. Maybe, let's say 10.
Probably.
By that point, I say reconcile with Kojima and bring him back to fix Metal Gear Solid 5, because it's a good game, but it wasn't finished. They actually, Konami didn't let him finish the final act of the game, so it kind of just ends.
That sounds like
a dumb decision?
Yeah, like why didn't they just have him finish the final act of the game? Like, does it just end on a cliffhanger now?
They were mad at how much money it was costing them and things like that.
Really?
Yeah, but...
Okay.
But my point that I'm getting to here is, why don't you remake his series with care? Mm-hmm. You don't even need to hire new voice actors. Just use the voice lines that are already there and remaster them.
Yeah. And
then, when you're totally done with that, see if you can reconcile, bring him back to finish the 5th one, and then let it go.
Yeah.
You know, I just bought you, I'm serious, I just bought you a decade more with that franchise if you want to keep it going.
And it would make a lot of money, especially if you advertise it right. Like, advertising is very key, and we all know Konami can do that. I mean...
I thought you meant Keanu Reeves.
I'm just saying, like, how did Yu-Gi-Oh! Get so popular? They advertised it, especially with things like TV.
Oh yeah, the show was definitely how they did that. I would argue in recent years, for some reason, Konami's forgotten that, and they just care about their gambling machines now, but... It's
stupid. Just, like, they could make, a comic series on Metal Gear Solid or something, too. Mm-hmm. Get people into that way. I mean, I know comics aren't as big as they used to be, but I'd like to see them have a revival, because personally I love books. The next working one right there.
Thank you. Also worth mentioning, they are making a movie with Oscar Isaac.
Ooh.
For that. for Metal Gear Solid. So
see, then having a remake in the works, would it be like for the first one, it would be incredible because then you'd have the movie, you'd have the advertising from the movie, and then you'd be able to advertise the game based off of the movie's success.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to as well. Yes, you could just do that. I mean, I don't know. And then you bought yourself a decade. You could do the same thing with Silent Hill. Just remake all of the ones that exist.
Can now be received.
And
People love remakes.
It's working.
as long as it's faithful, yeah.
Back to communications and
Just
use
make it what it
control
was,
panels
but
to send
modern
our
hardware.
coordinates to the
Yeah.
Valor.
I don't really see the problem in that, and I don't think that's lazy. You know, at the very least, for God's sake, remaster Silent Hill 2 and 3 and 4. Like, you don't even need to remake those ones. Just remaster them and do it well. They did a remaster on PS3, and it was really bad. They had lost a bunch of the source code, and the people who were supposed to port and remake the game, or remaster the game, had to remake entire portions of the game because Konami gave them incomplete copies of the games
Lame.
to make it off of.
Good job.
So, and they were versions with bugs in them that had been fixed before the retail release of those games. So it's like, how does this happen? They've just been so careless with their properties.
I don't get how Konami can be so careless with the things that have made them so much money. Like, now if they wanted to re-release the original, they couldn't because they don't have that source material.
Valor, widecasting on all frequencies to USG Ishimura.
Is this Iron Man?
Response to
Yeah.
SOS. We've picked up your escape pod, number 47, and are en route to your position. This message will repeat every 30 seconds until you respond.
I love you, 3000.
What? Isn't that the escape pod Hammond jettisoned? One of those things was on board. No. No, this isn't going to happen. USM Valor. Come in, Valor. Our signal isn't strong enough. I'm going to open the blast doors to boost the signal.
Error. Blast door blockage detected. Please contact a repair technician.
Shit! Isaac, there's something big on the hull of the ship, directly above the comms array. Something organic. I don't know what it is, and I don't care. We have to get the doors open to transmit to the Valor. You should have a clear shot from ADS Cannon 48. Get to the cannon and blow it out into space.
Isaac, do this. Isaac, do that. Do it yourself, Kendra.
Kendra's really not making a strong case for feminism in this game.
I'm just saying that door's been holding for wherever she's been staying for a long time now. I think the coast is clear. She could go out there. She could do it.
Yeah, you would certainly think.